Good evening, everyone, and we're here in the Spurlock Center for the first time with men's volleyball action here on Grizz TV. I'm Ryan Gage. With me is Chet Sproles. Franklin are finally at home for this volleyball season's inaugural campaign. As today they face off against the Mount St. Joseph Lions. These two teams played a week ago. Chet, talk about that game with us.
Yeah, so the Grizzlies did not get off to a hot start in that game. They fell in the first two sets 16-17 to 25. Just couldn't find any offensive firepower there early. Battled back in the third set, 23-25. Looking for a better outcome here tonight in the Spurlock Center.
Franklin rolls out the lineup of Wyatt Briggs, Gustavus Cornelius, Jackson Hedges, Jonathan McCoy, Tiki Johnson, Avery Sylvester, and Simon Mung. And for the Lions, it's J.J. Rennekamp, Sean Murray, Luke Dwyer, Carson Reed, Ryan Bolehauer, and Jewis Lude, and Jude Lewis, and Roger Wilcox are out ready for the opening serve here in the Spurlock Center. Bit of a interesting tale of the tape. Franklin only played 4 matches so far this season, had a few cancellations on the schedule. Mount St. Joe, they played 15 games.
Yeah, they're well-rounded coming into this point of the season. This isn't Franklin's fault. You know, they've been trying to have this opening matchup for, what, a month and a half?
Yeah.
3 weeks, whatever. But, yeah, these Lions come in well-prepared tonight. Grizzlies a little bit with the shorthand, but here we go.
So Avery Sylvester gets us started with an opening serve. And goes out of bounds. Point for the Lions. Time to serve for Mount St. Joe. It's Jude Lewis. Gets it across. Franklin sets up McCoy, and he spikes one home for Franklin's first point here in the Spurlock Center.
The Grizzly offense doing a good job at setting out the initial possession. I know you haven't played a game in some time. Last time you saw this exact team, it's hard to kind of get in that rhythm, starting hot right away.
Brandon Wells into the game with a serve. Error on the serve. Point for Mount St. Joe. This Franklin team, through their first 4 matches, though, service errors were the big stat to look at. 57 service errors in 4 matches. As Mount St. Joe answers back with one of their own. It's 2-2 early on here as Aiden Ash comes in to serve for Franklin. And his first serve unable to get over the net as well. 3 straight service errors.
Yeah, Ryan, we joked about before the broadcast a little bit that the ball's going to find the net a lot of the time tonight watching the initial warm-ups. Could be the tail of the tape here. Who can hit the net last?
Yeah, let's see which team can find the rhythm on the serve as McCoy spike saved in the backcourt, and then a kill for Carson Reed, the leading scorer for this Mount St. Joe team. Gets him another one.
Yeah, Mount St. Joe gets a good dig there, kind of saves that possession. A little bit of a lucky bounce off the forearm.
Rennekamp gets the serve across. A huge spike there from Avery Sylvester, and Franklin back in the points column.
Yeah, that's going to help a lot right there. Build some momentum, get the energy flowing here in this inaugural game in the Spurlock Center.
Decent showing from the crowd tonight. You know, sometimes throughout the Spurlock Center we have some lackluster showings, but the fans came out to show today.
Yeah, I think they're excited for what this team could bring to the school.
As Luke Dwyer gets another kill for Mount St. Joe, gets in the serve back. Now Reed on the service, 12 aces on the season. The serve long, and another error on the serve.
I think Franklin might have got a little bit lucky there. Had a lot of guys in the vicinity looking. That one finds he had a bounce across that line.
It was close to the line. The back judge made the seemingly correct call from here. And that serve from Franklin, too strong as well. Trading errors.
Keeps guys fresh.
Yep. Roger Wilcox on the serve now. 11 aces on the season. Nice toss, gets it across, digged by Franklin. Now on the outside, that kill attempt too wide for Sylvester this time.
Once again, the Grizzlies do a good job setting up that offensive possession with a little fake there to Wyatt Biggs. Spike goes up to Avery Sylvester.
Another one finds the net. And another error, 7-5. Still early into this first set. See if Franklin now brings on Tiki Johnson to serve. Johnson, the junior from Ben Davis in Indianapolis. Setting up outside. Kill in the backcourt for Luke Dwyer. Dwyer with the serve after his kill last point. Johnson setting up the right-hand side. Sylvester again long on the kill. You can tell Franklin's point of attack is Sylvester.
Yeah, man, he's got great hops, first of all, but he can attack from that back line and really get up there. He's shown a lot of mobility attacking from both sides of the court so far, too. Just needs to find one inside the line.
That serve kept alive by Franklin. Over to Sylvester, blocked at the net by the Lions.
That front wall for the Lions is tough tonight, really causing some problems.
Dwyer on the serve again. That one out of bounds. Another service error for the Lions. Ends the 3-0 run.
It's good for the Grizzlies to get this possession back. Need to set something up here with the possession. Get a string of points going.
Now Avery Sylvester on the serve for Franklin. Gets it across. Quick over the net by Mount St. Joe. And Franklin just has to knock it over on the recovery. Setting up outside. Blocked in the net by Franklin. But it goes out of bounds and stays with the Lions. Jude Lewis on to serve. That one too strong out of the back. Another point for Franklin off of a Mount St. Joe service error. Yeah, for Franklin, you can't rely on that. That's the only way you're going to get points. You got to find some offense.
Yeah, as we get deeper into these sets, you really have to start stringing together an attack. You can get lucky off these chains of possessions quickly like that, but won't last forever.
That spike right through the legs of Tiki Johnson. Nothing he can do with that one.
Yeah, that one's coming at 100 miles per hour right at you. It's hard to get a dig, even for the best volleyball player.
12-7 lead for the Mount St. Joseph Lions. Common HCAC foe. Not in the same conference for volleyball, though, these two teams. This is not a conference matchup, but often play in the HCAC, other sports. Hayden Ash back on the serve. He had a service error earlier. This time, across the net. Onside Joe setting up, and that kill way too long. Ooh, overcooked it.
Yeah, maybe just a bit there. Almost hit some children running across the backcourt there.
Look out.
A little bit of a mixed reaction here in the Spurlock Center after that one.
Ash back with another serve. Setting up again through the middle. Dig by Franklin, kept alive. Johnson knocks it over. It was over the cross of the net. Coach Taylor not happy with the call. And Franklin gets the point to go their way, I believe.
Yeah, they'll get the thunderous applause. What they wanted to get him there for, I think, was touching the top of that net. I think he just might have flicked that ball, maybe just got a fingertip over the line. Nothing too egregious.
Coach Taylor, coach of the both volleyball programs here, the women's and men's team. Not making sure his voice is heard on that call. And gets to go his way. Blocked at the net again by Franklin. Chance to set up here on the left-hand side. Kill from McCoy, unable to be finished off. Now cross court from Mount St. Joe, kept alive by Franklin. McCoy again, tipped at the net, falls in, and a point for Franklin. That one gets applause from the Franklin fans after that rally.
Yeah, and I think they're starting to string together some points here now, so this is going to bring the crowd into it, really play into that home court advantage, which they haven't experienced this year.
Another kill down the left-hand side from Mount St. Joe. McCoy kills it towards the back and then scores again for Franklin. 12-11 now. Franklin, they dropped some matches in 3 sets, but you know, they're all in on the road. They have this home crowd now behind them. Maybe give them a little extra juice that they need to keep these sets a little closer, maybe take some of them on their own. Ash there ends his run of serves with an error, and Mount St. Joe back on the attack.
Well, you got to be happy with his performance right there. Aiden Ash, not a guy that starts in the rotation, coming up making some big serves, closing this gap for you.
That serve wide, another error from Mount St. Joe. It's just a 1-point game again.
And it's just capitalizing on these errors all night, Ryan. We're going to see it go back and forth for 3 sets here and possibly more.
Now McCoy on the serve for Franklin. Gets it across. Mount St. Joe sets up. Mistake capitalized on by Sylvester as he just taps it home.
Got a really clean touch right over the net there. Kind of caught 2 Lions players looking at the ball.
All tied up at 13 now. Franklin trailed by as many as 5 in the set. Tied it back up. That serve from McCoy. Tried to find the left sideline, can do so.
Yeah, McCoy saying that one's my bad. Really trying to find that soft spot in that defense, far side of the court.
Chance for Mount St. Joe to go back up by 2 points here on the serve. That one digged by Franklin off the serve. Now Sylvester tips it across and scores for Franklin.
Yeah, that high initial dig really bought the Grizzlies some time. Kind of made the Lions get out of position a little bit there, creep up too close to that net. One falls in right behind that front wall, excuse me.
Back even at 14. Hedges gets it towards the middle. Kill too strong. Franklin has their first lead of the game. Hedges on the serve, a senior from Franklin community here local. Too much on that serve. It's at 15 all now. Kept alive by Franklin, setting up down the middle. And then a dig from Mount St. Joe, unable to be kept around and out of bounds, point for Franklin.
Jonathan McCoy really hyped up after that one. A little bit of a broken play. You had 2 guys trying to go for the same dig. Doesn't start great, but ends up well for the Grizzlies.
(16-15). He hit the final stretch of this first set. That serve just barely long. Looked like it almost found that back line there for Tiki Johnson.
Yeah, he placed that in a nice spot. Almost hits that back line. Maybe from up here have a different vantage point, but called that one out.
Certainly looked like it could have been on the line from our vantage point. That's set up for Sylvester. Off target, just a touch. Back-to-back points for the Mount, put them back on top. Long returns the serve for Franklin, sets up on the outside. And I think they call net violation there on Franklin.
Yeah, I think they got Gustavo Cornelius coming down, just hitting the net with his chest there.
Mount trying to extend their lead here. Serve kept alive by Franklin, setting up Cornelius on the outside. Tries to find the back line. That one long as well. Mount up by 3. Service too strong there. And Franklin gets a point back.
That's a big point for the Grizzlies right here as we enter this late stretch of this first set.
Get Avery Sylvester back on serve. Finds the middle. Set up on the right-hand side for Mount, and they can't get it. I guess Franklin blocked that out of bounds, and it's a point for the Mount.
Lions do a good job at reversing court there. Finding our 2 bigs up front. Wyatt Biggs and Gustavo Cornwalls.
That one off the hands of McCoy straight into the rafters at Spurlock Center. And home court advantage that time, disadvantage.
Yeah, that one shot out of the cannon straight up at the rafters.
Came spiraling back down. Nobody had the reaction speed to get there. This first set in sight for Mount St. Joe. Sylvester overcooks that kill, and it's another point for the Mount, and Coach Taylor's going to take a timeout here. 22-17, we'll step aside for a brief moment. Franklin coming out of the timeout, down 22-17, looking to find some momentum and at least to delay the end of this set by Mount. They're 3 points away from taking the opening set. Jude Lewis back to serve. Already has 1 ace in this match to go with 1 error. That one right into the arms of Franklin, and a net violation on the kill there from Mount St. Joe bails Franklin out a little bit.
Yeah, got up there and touched the net a little bit. That one comes down on the ear, it looks like, of Tiki Barber. Taking an earring out, maybe. Just kind of got possibly a little cut there.
Seems to be all right. I'll stay in the game. Tiki Johnson.
Tiki Johnson, I'm sorry.
It's called Tiki Barber.
Yeah,
famous NFL running back.
Running back. It's been a long Wednesday.
It has been. Nasty weather outside. And that one into the stands. Mount trying to keep it alive.
Yeah, great effort.
Back-to-back points for Franklin, just make it a 3-point deficit now. Momentum sort of shifting in favor of the Grizzlies. St. Joe setting up on the left-hand side. It's tipped at the net. Goes out of play, and it's a point for Franklin.
Yeah, Franklin gets a lucky spin there off that ball off the top of the net. Gets out of bounds for a sneaky late point. Girls within 2.
Braden Wells on the serve. Into the middle. Over the top of the wall goes Ryan Bullhaller, and it's a point in the favor of the visitors.
Wells did an initial good job there on that serve. Kind of throwing an off-speed pitch and quotations there. Drops down a little slow.
Prepping for baseball season, Chet?
Yeah, you know, just a little bit.
It's right around the corner. Franklin baseball team been at home / on the road. Hasn't been here at Grizz Park, but have been playing some games up in Indianapolis on the turf fields due to the weather. 2-2 so far this season. But definitely baseball season right around the corner for Franklin.
Yeah, the Grizzlies look to do big things in conference play. Again, Coach Marshall, great coach. A lot of big things to come out of our baseball program.
With set point on the line there The Mount commits the service error, and Franklin gets it back. 24-21. Still match point, or set point for the Lions. As Aiden Nash back on the serve and puts too much on it and gives the Mount the opening set here in the Spurlock Center. 25-21. We'll be back for set number 2 in a minute. Second set getting ready to get underway here. Franklin dropped that opening set 25-21. More competitive opening set this time than that last week against Mount St. Joe.
Yeah, definitely. I think the errors there played a little bit of a factor of getting Grizzlies the possession back a few times, but just need to string together a few more points, get a couple of consistent servers in there. I think they could turn around this second set and come out with a victory right here.
9 service errors apiece in that opening set, but the real difference in the attack, 4 attack errors for Mount St. Joe, 7 attack errors for Franklin. So those 3 points could have been the difference maker for Franklin.
Yeah, and I think every coach probably preaches it in any sport. We got to limit the errors and focus on the positives.
Flip into the court. Mount now on the left, Franklin on the right. So we are underway for set number 2. Opening serve kept alive by Mung. Straight back across. Diving save from Franklin. Mung just has to knock it across. Mount sets it up on the outside this time. Down the line. And it's out on the right side.
I think that might have been our longest rally of the night there, and I think it's going to be a nice momentum builder for the Grizzlies. So win the initial point there.
Braden Wells on the serve. Franklin finds the libero of Mount St. Joe, and that one gets the better of Johnson. Too hard to handle.
And that might come down to the Grizzlies have played less games, and you're just not as responsive to those really fast kills that these guys are putting up out here.
Mount has played 15 games, so this is the Franklin 4 so far this season. Franklin has plenty more scheduled. They have like 5 games the next like week and a half, so they're gonna find their stride here just a little bit later than some other teams around them.
And we'll see how much of a difference that makes. Your guys are going to be fresh and healthy coming into this later stretch of the season when you schedule the back half like that.
Now, back on the serve. Franklin keeps it alive, but has to get it over. Set up in the middle, and that kill on the Mount side goes wayward, and it's 2-2. Aiden Ash on to serve for Franklin. Ash gets it across. That one is right over the net. Nobody talking for Franklin. An easy point.
Yeah, just caught Jackson Hedges a little bit off there, a little bit looking across the court, seeing what's going to happen next. Falls in right behind you.
Mount back on the serve here with Bullholler. Franklin keeps it alive, sets up in the middle for Hedges, and it's blocked at the net. Met at the summit by Roger Wilcox.
A great job by that Lions front wall once again. Also playing a huge difference maker here tonight.
The top for McCoy is blocked at the net again. Now Mount on the attack, blocked by McCoy and Hedges in the right side there, and Franklin gets a point back. Franklin back on the serve with McCoy. Setting up on the right-hand side, blocked again by Franklin at the net. Down the middle this time, that one spins off the net and finds the short right corner for the Mount.
That Franklin front line is coming alive here in this second set, going up and challenging some of these tough kills attempts by the Mount.
Definitely more blocks in that first set. We only had 1 block in that first set combined from both teams. This second set, I think we had 6 so far.
Yeah, and I think for Franklin that might be a little bit of a height disadvantage. Also, again, to bring back the games played, it takes a lot of practice jumping in unison and really setting up that front wall.
Johnson sets it up for Sylvester and tries to go towards the right sideline and then overcooked it.
Yeah, picked the right side there, found a little gap, just a little too strong.
6-3 early lead in the second set for the visitors. Sylvester keeps it alive. Johnson goes quickly over the net, setting up down the left-hand side. Johnson met him at the net, but spins off his hands and out of bounds. Seven 3 lead now as Luke Dwyer steps up to serve again. Sylvester got a hand to it, kept alive by Ash, and then Mung gets it over. Good hustle there from Aiden Ash to keep it alive, but then a huge kill there from Carson Reed ends any hope of that point.
Yeah, great kill there by Reed. Grizzlies do a great job of getting that ball back across the half court. Just a little bit out of position. Lions strike fast with that kill attempt, find the open hole in the zone.
Johnson tries to knock it over. It's kept alive by Hedges and McCoy. Now through the middle, Mung with a big dig there. Across the court, Ash. Mung just has to knock it over and gets the friendly bounce. Home crowd getting back into it a little bit here in the second set.
Yeah, big point for the Grizzlies. They needed to find one as Mount St. Joe strung together quite the run there early.
8-3 in this second set. That kill attempt. Tried to find the back line, barely missed it.
Yeah, great power on the attempt. The initial set there was a little low, and I think that caused problems with the spike and trying to get that trajectory just right over the net.
Hedges back to serve now for Franklin. Setting up in the middle and finds that soft spot. And scores for the Mount St. Joseph Lions. Back to serve is Carson Reed. On the serve, and gets himself an ace. Nobody ready for that high power serve.
Yeah, interesting there. You had 3 Grizzlies in the vicinity of that one, really doing they want to show this look. They're protecting that spot right there, and no one able to grab that one.
This time, Franklin keeps it alive. Sylvester just tries to push it over, and too strong. (11 to 5), Mount St. Joe lead. As we have just a little check on Brennan Camp. Rolled his ankle a little bit. See if he's all right to stay in, and looks like he will.
Always good to be safe.
Now trying to keep extending this lead, trying to find that corner again, but too far right and wide for Carson Reed.
Yeah, Reed's got quite the line of serves in his bag there. Put some nice spin on that one, trying to catch it inside the zone there.
Out down the left-hand side, trying to find that sideline, and McCoy goes diving for it. Couldn't tell if that was going to go out or not. McCoy might have just been able to leave that.
Yeah, that's one that you got to make a decision in a split second. He chose to go after that one. I think at the end of the day, it was the right play. Just wasn't able to get the forearm under it.
Wilcox back to serve. Johnson has to knock it back over with Cornelius. Now on the right-hand side, Franklin got a hand to the kill attempt, but unable to get it back across, and it's another point for Mount St. Joe. And Franklin down early in the second set, takes a timeout. We'll step aside. It's 13 to 6. (13 to 6), Mount St. Joe lead in this second set after taking the opening set. Trying to put their stamp on this second one. And at the net, Biggs just met by the wall of Mount St. Joe, and then another easy point.
Yeah, Simon Mugg, the libero, creeps up there a little too much there. You want to see him sit back and kind of wait for that rebound off the block.
Out one wide right for Wilcox. And he'll get the point back. Trying to find some momentum on the serve with Avery Sylvester. Sylvester, a freshman here at Franklin from Martinsville. Sets it up on the left-hand side. A huge kill there from Jonathan McCoy. It's Franklin another point back.
Yeah, on that possession, something that we haven't really seen a ton tonight, a very well-run offense from Franklin. Mung, again, does a great job setting them up to the far side, gets a clean kill.
Mount back into their offense. McCoy trying to keep it, or gets another kill there. Mount couldn't keep it alive. Back-to-back points for Franklin off the back of Jonathan McCoy on that left-hand side. We'll see if they go back to it. On the right-hand side now, blocked by the Franklin wall. Set up again on the right-hand side. Tip at the net by Gustavo Cornelius, but it just barely goes out of bounds.
And Ryan, this Grizzly fan base, with every block, with every dig, they get a little bit more into this game as the Grizzlies try to claw their way back in this one.
Gonna need that support of the home crowd if they want to mount this second set comeback. McCoy gets it blocked at the wall again, and Mount in sync up front.
Gustav Cornelius just not expecting that one to come off the side hand of that front wall.
(16-9) for the Lions. Barely kept alive there by Sylvester. And now blocked again, this time. Solo one for Bullhauler. And another timeout by Franklin. Coach Taylor not happy with some of the play on the court. He's going to take another timeout. They're down big in this second set, 17-9. (17-9). Mount St. Joseph lead in the second set. Franklin trying to generate something on offense. Coach Taylor takes his second time out of the set, trying to find a solution.
Well, Ryan, they just haven't had the opportunity to kind of put anything in motion here. I mean, you're playing defense from the start. Mount St. Joe stringing together a long line of serves.
Sylvester up again and then blocked again.
When you're going right at the tallest player on the court, it's kind of hard to get one over him there.
Ryan Bullhauer, a staggering 6'9". That guy, Mount St. Joe basketball team might need him.
Well, yeah, he's playing that middle hitter for a reason there.
He is on a roll. Another point there for the Mount. It's 19-9. Bullhauer just on a roll in the second set, dominating the middle of that court. Johnson sets up the right-hand side this time. Bullhauer got a hand to it, did all he could.
Really making his presence known out there right now.
Franklin, though, steals another point. Trying to find some momentum. They bring in Braden Wells to serve. Set up on the right-hand side this time for Mount St. Joe. Franklin goes to the left. McCoy gets the kill over the wall, got a piece of it, and it's a point for Franklin.
Yeah, great job on getting all the momentum into that kill attempt there. Bounce off the top of the hand.
Rose still on the serve. Mount sets up on the left-hand side. The kill off target into the net. On the top of the show, we said which team can find the net less. That second set has been a little bit on the first, finding the net.
Yeah, I think both teams kind of found their groove, finding out that it's not all about power, it's about accuracy as well.
Bullhauer's kill blocked at the net. But this time, they go to the right-hand side with Jude Lewis, and he finishes off the point. (20-12). Rose Holman, or not Rose Holman, Mount St. Joe lead. Franklin's kill attempt met at the wall again, and Bullhauer just finishes off another point.
Yeah, once again, right at the 6'9" middle hitter standing right there in front of you.
He makes up so much ground, though, laterally. He just gets to wherever you are. You kind of can't really go around him.
Yeah, for him, it's 3 steps in either direction.
He gets another one. Good Lord, this guy.
Well, he's been playing this many minutes for a reason. At 6'9" in Division III volleyball, I am astounded.
Sylvester just goes over the top with the finesse and gets a point.
And that might be the solution there, to try and get it over him. Find that soft spot right behind that middle hitter.
Aiden Ash back on a serve for Franklin. Strike to a little bit of a run for Franklin in the first set. And they go right back to him. And 6'9". It's almost too easy for him out here.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, they're just going to keep feeding him all night.
I've seen some guys in this conference be tall in basketball, not in another sport. I've seen like 6'6", 6'7", you know, nothing like that. Nothing like him.
Bullhauer's got what? He's got 6 inches on Wyatt Biggs, our closest guy. It's outstanding to me.
Franklin grabs another point. 23-14 in the second set. McCoy back to serve for the Grizzlies, trying to put together some momentum heading to the third set, but that won't do it. Set point here in set number 2 as the Lions look to take a 2-0 lead in style here. Mung digs it at the net. Johnson goes quickly over the middle, setting up the left-hand side, and finished off the second set with a kill from Carson Reed, and it's 25-14 to end the second. 2-0 lead to the Lions. We'll be back for the third set in a bit. 2-0 after 2 sets for the Mount St. Joseph Lions. And Franklin in the third set just trying to find some momentum to get off to an early start, maybe get something going.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a tough initial running. And as more games continue to be played, better outcomes will come for the team.
You won't run to a 6'9" guy every time, I don't think.
Again, I'm still astonished about the height differential. But the Grizzly faithful are still here tonight.
Shout out to them.
They want to see the Grizz come away with at least one set here.
Let's hope they can give them one here in this third set. Back on the left-hand side is Franklin, and Avery Sylvester will set up the serve. Down the right-hand side again for Mount St. Joe, and they start off this third set like they had the last couple sets. Back to serve is Jude Lewis. That serve too hot to handle, and it's out of the back. Another service error for Mount St. Joe. They had 9 that first set. They only had 2 in the second set. That's why it was such a lopsided second set. Franklin didn't have those free points they had in that first set.
Yeah, Lions really got into a groove there. Best case scenario for the Grizzlies is they can get error points and get that possession back and maybe have this go to a 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3 kind of game the rest of the way down. I mean, that's their best case scenario.
Bullhauer on the serve. Kept alive by Franklin down the right-hand side. And at the net, Mung goes diving to save it. No one there for Franklin to get it back over.
Yeah, after an athletic play there by Mung, you really got to reward him. Give him a chance to get the defense set up. I know you have to return that one on that third hit there, but.
If you want the most stark height contrast on the court, 6'9" bull hauler to 5'5" Simon Mung. 1.5 feet.
It's pretty astonishing.
It shows that volleyball is a sport that you don't need to be the tallest, though. You could be like Simon Mung. You can still make an impact out there. He's diving for every play.
And you see him go full extension most of the time, and he's got quick feet, moves around the court fast, really plays to his abilities.
And down the left-hand side, Reed gets another kill. And it's 4-2, open up this third set for the Lions. Sylvester takes the serve on the right-hand side. McCoy was blocked at the net, but too strong off the wall.
Yeah, smart play by Sylvester there, too, to not touch that one. Need a point here, big. Get back within one, get a serve, a chance of possession.
Especially with Franklin trying to make the most of any sort of home court crowd they have right now. Who knows how long they'll stick around if it starts getting tough. And Hedges goes diving for that one. Couldn't quite keep it alive. It's 5-3.
Grizzlies are probably thinking here too. Capitalize with Bullhauer off the court here.
Another service error from Mount St. Joe. Keeps it just a 1-point set. Wyatt Biggs will come in for Mung as Jackson Hedges goes back to serve. That serve well wide, out of play. Another service error by the Grizzlies. It's their 12th service error of the match. Roger Wilcox to serve. McCoy through the middle. On the right-hand side for Mount St. Joe. Two players going for it for Franklin. Left-hand side blocked at the net, but it goes out of play. Point for Mount St. Joe. More showing of that lack of maybe playing experience, playing time for Franklin. Had two guys going after the same set.
Yeah, but there's some good things to take away from that little rally there, too. I think that's what they're going to have to do at the end of the day is look at this tape and say, hey, here's some good things we did, here's some bad things, here's how we fix it.
Down the left-hand side, Sylvester steals another point for Franklin.
Ryan, we talked about this earlier, too. This game is a game of runs, just like basketball, and a game of momentum. If they could really capture a few points, this Spurlock Center could come alive here and really have a change of momentum.
That guy doesn't have any of that. He's not wanting any momentum to go back to Franklin's way as Bullhauer gets another kill there.
Bullhauer off the court for maybe a total of 2 points. Quick sit.
8-5, Mount St. Joe lead. Down the right-hand side, kill attempt goes too deep from Sylvester, and it's another error by Franklin.
That's what's going to happen when you're attacking from those far sides. You really don't want to go up the middle with Bullhauer sitting right there. Taking it outside can really cause those errors slip off the side of the hand.
Johnson sets it up in the middle. Wasn't quite perfect for McCoy. Now Mount St. Joe on the left-hand side with Jude Lewis gets another kill. Ten to 5, Mount St. Joe lead, up 2-0. This men's volleyball match kicks off a busy week for Franklin Athletics here on Grizz TV. We have men's baseball on Friday against Hope for one game, and then we have a doubleheader for baseball against Hope on the Saturday, and softball on action on Saturday as well at home on Grizz TV. And then even bigger news, NCAA tournament for the men's team.
That's the one I was hoping you wouldn't forget, Ryan.
It's not on Grizz TV, but big matchup coming.
Yeah, the men play out in St. Louis against Denison College. Big time matchup for the Grizzlies, hoping to get past the first round of the tournament.
Franklin makes their third national championship or national tournament in 5 years. Their second in 4 years. Their first time with Coach Hamilton after knocking off the 1 seed Anderson Ravens in their home gym.
Had a good showing by Grizzly fans up there in Anderson as well, just like we have here tonight.
Yeah, Franklin fans came to the show, especially here in the Spurlock Center in that opening match against Berea. Electric atmosphere here from that in that opening round game. And a game that, honestly, at one point looked lost for Franklin, down by 12 at halftime.
It's something that the Grizzlies show in not just basketball, all sports, the resiliency. All teams fight back hard and push across the goal line there for the Grizzly men's basketball team. And, you know, they carried that win into a big win at Anderson against Rose-Hulman, and then the next day against Anderson at their home gym, like you said.
So they'll play Denison out in St. Louis at the host site of Wash U. They'll play, if they did win that game against Denison, they would play Wash U or Central from Iowa. And the next round, got to get past Denison first. Tough matchup for Franklin.
Tough initial poll. Denison's out of the, the Ohio Athletic Conference there. I'm not sure that's the exact name. I think I'm missing a letter in that acronym.
I think it might be. That's the same. They're in the same conference as DePaul and Wabash.
Yeah, yes.
So they have common opponents. You know, Franklin played DePaul a year ago and beat them. So,
and if I'm not mistaken, the basketball team did an expedition game against them and out of conference. I'm sorry, played Denison last year.
They might have. I'm not entirely sure on that. But yeah, so it'll be a intriguing game. That game is Friday at 5 o'clock on the NCAA website. Be sure to tune in, support the Grizzlies. If you want to, make the 4-hour drive to St. Louis. You never know.
Sure, there's a fan bus out there somewhere.
I've been trying to get the school to do one. They weren't really ready to pledge one. They'll have a watch party on campus, though.
There we go. Everyone show out to the watch party. Support our Grizzlies.
It's 14-8 in this third set for Mount St. Joe. Franklin with a big kill attempt, kept alive by Mount. Still bouncing around here for Franklin. Mount St. Joe able to set up another attack here on the right-hand side. Bullhauer missed time to jump. Now McCoy for Franklin, blocking the net, and Franklin wins the big rally.
And that's, signs of what's to come here from this Franklin men's volleyball program, putting together a very nice set there. Responded to a lot of different looks, too. This defense has to be flexible as they get into this later part of the season.
Serve down the right-hand side for Franklin. Now through the middle and off the hands of Braden Wells, and it's another point to the Lions. A 15-9 lead in this third set, trying to finish it off in 3 sets. Mount St. Joe, just like they did a week ago against this Franklin team. Franklin, though, showing some fight. McCoy gets another point. McCoy picks up his 11th kill of the match. Leads all the men on court.
Again, this is a time where Bolhauer's off the court for the Lions. Time to take advantage of that size differential.
Sylvester, big dig there. Johnson has to knock it across the net. It's up through the middle. That one finds the back line and scoring for Mount St. Joe.
Excellent spot on that kill attempt there. Really finds the center of the ball, gets it down at the perfect attack angle, hits right before that back line.
Boy set up again. Tipped at the wall, kept alive by Mount. McCoy gets a piece of that kill attempt, and then Reed can't keep it alive. Another point for Franklin, 16-11.
There's that momentum, a little bit of capture there again. Once again, Grizzlies just haven't been able to string that out. In that first set, Ryan, we saw 2 change of leads, excuse me.
One more competitive in that first set, not quite as competitive in the second set, but here showing some fight, keeping it close. Long just has to knock it over, and then a miscommunication from the Lions, and Franklin grabs another point.
Capitalizing on mistakes, that's the name of the game, and that's how Franklin's going to make their money here in this third set.
McCoy back to serve for Franklin. 11 kills on the match for him. Down the left-hand side, McCoy digs it. Johnson goes quickly over the top, kept alive by Sean Murray. Franklin set up another attack. Right-hand side, Sylvester gets it on the wall. The wall got a piece of it. Down the left-hand side, out of bounds, and Franklin gets another point their way.
Franklin doing very well responding to these long rallies, keeping their composure well on defense, responding to anything that the Lions are throwing at them.
Crowd back into it for Franklin here. Down by 3 now in this third set. To the middle, and another mistake from the Lions. Another serve from McCoy. Kept alive by Mount on the left-hand side. And then penalty call here. Not sure what exactly it was, but it gives the point for the Mount St. Joe.
I believe it was a net violation there by the Grizzlies. That initial hesitation jump by a Lions player kind of got him to go up and touch the bottom side of that net.
Johnson setting up Sylvester on the right-hand side and gets a point. Big kill there from Avery Sylvester. Gets Franklin the service back.
What do the kids call that? Ball don't lie.
Ball has never lied and will never lie. 17-15 in this third set. Jackson Hedges back to serve. Left-hand side, tipped at the net. And it goes off of Franklin and out of play. It's a point for the Lions. It's 18-15 now. Back to serve is Wilcox. And Bullhauer back on the court for Mount St. Joe, trying to finish it off. And on cue, gets another point.
Yeah, I mean, they put in their closing picture not to bring it back to baseball one more time, but just so difficult to form an offensive identity when you have someone that size at the front of the net.
It causes you to make so many adjustments on defense, and just another serve there, another error there from Wilcox. It's Franklin the service back.
And if you're the Grizzlies, having the serve as your best friend right now.
3-point Mount St. Joe lead in this third set after taking the opening 2. Now it goes right back to Bullhauer. That one just wide, though. And Franklin gets another point.
Well, that might have been Bullhauer's first mistake of the night. Grizzlies give him a tough look there and almost touched there by a Grizzlies player on that outside.
Johnson's another serve. Fake for Bullhauer. That one long down the right-hand side again by Mount St. Joe. And that forces the Mount to take a timeout here. Franklin down by just 1 in this third set, 19-18. We'll be back in a moment. (19-18) Mount St. Joe lead, but Franklin with the serve and a bit of the momentum heading into this final stretch of the third set. A little chaos at the net there, and then another mistake from the Lions, and another point for Franklin.
Yeah, the little mishap at the front of the net there really pays off in the Grizzlies' favor.
19 all deep into this third set. Johnson still up to serve. Bullhauer puts an end to the Franklin run.
Ryan, I don't know how much more we can say about the strength and size of Bullhauer. I mean, it's been on full display for everyone tonight.
It's like watching Zach Eady play a middle school team.
Yeah, it's
a little bit, just the height difference.
Yeah, it's quite impressive. And
Franklin's done their best they can to put up a wall in front of them or trying to keep the digs on the ground, and it hasn't been enough so far.
Yeah, you're just trying to give him abnormal looks and try to get that ball to come off the side of his hand. Just, oh, wow.
Blocked at the net by Bullhauer. They set him up again. Franklin gets a hand to it at the wall. Mung hits it across the court. Johnson just has to knock it back over to keep the point alive. Back again this time. Mung can't get that one off the ground, and it's another point for the Lions. They creep closer to this third set match win. And another point there for Franklin. Gets it back within 1 as that hits off the hand of the Mount, goes out of bounds.
Now, if you're Avery Sylvester going back here to take the serve, this one has to find its way inside the court. You cannot have this go out of bounds and give them the possession right back.
Sylvester gets it across. Over the net quickly by Mount St. Joe. And then that one set a little bit too hard for McCoy on the outside and too much to handle. 22-20 in the third set here.
Coach Taylor putting in a quick word with the officials.
Jude Lewis back to serve. Mung on the return. Set up McCoy on the right-hand side. Too strong on the kill for McCoy.
Grizzlies been setting up McCoy very well. Getting him some great chances at these hard kills and just hasn't found one.
23-20 in favor of Mount St. Joe. Franklin takes a timeout. We'll step aside. (23-20) in favor of the Lions, and on the serve, trying to close out the match. Mung gets a piece of that serve. Set up Sylvester. Out the front of the net. Bullhauer just has to knock it over. Outside McCoy. Blocked to the net. Bullhauer gets another piece of it.
Not much you can do when you're facing a wall of that size. Having a look come from that far left side of the court. Really trying to fit it into the close sideline here for us.
Now, match point for Mount St. Joe. Mung just has to knock it across. And then, as you think they're going to go to Bullhauer to finish it off, they just dump it over and take it in 3 sets.
Yeah, great way to try something new, mix it up a little bit. I bet all the Grizzly players were expecting that one to Bullhauer, and closes the match here for us.
Bullhauer, 11 kills on 18 attempts, 44%. Efficient, dominant. Not much Franklin could do height-wise on that one.
Yeah, Ryan, I might give him player of the game for the height alone. I mean, it's astounding.
Franklin men's volleyball drops their home opener, 3-0 against Mount St. Joe. Good on the student body to show up, though, support this new team in their first season. You know, we'll see multiple more matches down the season. Franklin back in action in the Spurlocks Center on Wednesday, March 12th, as they take on Trine at 7 p.m. So just a week from today, they'll be back here. Another chance to pick up that first win at home here.
Yeah, and I think that'd be big to show. I mean, this was a big showing here for them tonight, just to have their first inaugural game after several cancellations. And I think it's good that the student body showed up, showed that Grizz pride, and shades of the future to come. I mean, there was great plays tonight. You're playing a more established team, like we've said many times throughout the broadcast. Mm-hmm. Big matchups, a 4-game road stretch where they spend most of the time anywhere but Indiana and Kentucky and Illinois. So
yeah.
Should be interesting couple weeks for the Grizzlies coming up.
Yeah, so that does it for our coverage here of men's volleyball. Stick with us the rest of the week, though, on Grizz TV. We got baseball and softball coming up on the weekend. Thank you all for watching. I was Ryan Gage. With me, Chet Sproles, and have a great rest of your night.